As black men, y'all don't feel a little bit of responsibility?
No, not all of us. Because we're not all responsible for the children that's being born in this community. 70% of the children in the black community is being born to single mothers. Think about that. That means that a percentage of them have to be born to those in committed and married relationships. So the numbers are 30% of the black community is married and having children in those marriages. So let's make it simple. 10 men, 10 women. They're going to have babies, right? A percentage of them are going to have babies. 70% of the time, they're having babies with only 18% of the men in the black community. Now, how does that make sense? Because 51% of the men in the black community are single and childless.
What?
So these women are choosing to have children with men that already have children. They're sharing this man, and they're doing so willingly. Why? Because he meet her atavistic mating standards. 6 feet, 6 inches, 6 figures. Or at the very least, he looked like
they
he
all
has some
have
wealth
that
or status.
They all have that? Get the heck out
Dr.
of here.
Umar said that
Get the heck out of here.
There's a problem because there's a Pookie and a Ray Ray in the mating selection. So that's everybody else's problem. All the men's responsible because there is a Pookie and a Ray Ray that does exist. That's asinine. What do? Kill the Pookies and the Ray Rays? No. They're there for a reason. They exist because there is a desire for them. Women are choosing those guys. So at the very least, men who exhibit those behaviors. What? We supposed to get rid of all the stoves just because some of the kids are going to burn themselves? Come on. Doesn't make sense. They simply need to be better and choose better.
Yeah, because people don't deceive at all.
Consequences of their actions.
Yeah, because people
it's
don't
not
deceive.
Our fault.
Black men
and
are
neither is it
honest.
our responsibility.
Honest.
Because according to the CDC, black men are doing really well. And in fact, we should be teaching classes on how to be fathers in any community. Because we're the best. Ask Oprah. Don't get mad at me.
Yo, do y'all realize that all of y'all spit the same talking points over and over again? 50% of black men are single and childless. 80% of women are having babies with 20% of them. Y'all spit the same talking points, and they're Kevin Samuels talking points, and that really makes me realize that dude was really a lot of y'all dudes' big homie. Like, he was the big homie for dudes that was invisible in the 90s, because the 90s was rough, right? It was about streets. It was about drugs.
They were bitching about child support, but they weren't teaching class.
Fast living, and that's where Pookie and Ray Ray were shining. So KS represented. He was a spokesman for the invisible black man. Yo, check it out. The majority of black men, by the time you are 50, have children. See, when you do these statistics, you have to ask for details. Okay, what are the ages of the men that you're saying 50% don't have children? Are they 20 to 29? Are they 30 to 40? Are they 40 to 60? Because each man has babies at different ages. But by the time a man, black man, is 50 years old, he has a child. That's one. Two, you can no longer talk about any type of community if my child is not your child and your child is not my child. Melanated people historically don't come from mother-father dynamic. We come from village dynamic. That's why you hear the term, it takes a village. That's literal. We didn't do mother, father, or this concept of the nuclear family. We had tribal living. You understand? Because it is very unnatural for a man and a woman to be over there by themselves and to raise an entire family. That is too much pressure on the man, and that's too much pressure on the woman. We come from a tribal dynamic where all these babies is ours, but y'all don't care about babies like that.
They don't care about
That's
kids,
two.
no.
3, this ideal of this Pookie and Ray Ray thing, yo, if you just because you don't commit crimes don't mean you a good dude.
Hello.
Yo, this good black man thing, you think because you don't sell crack or because you don't pimp or because you don't jack that you a good dude. Some of the most wicked dudes I've ever met in my life, you never committed crimes before, but you just have something in you that just makes you a sucker. And then some of the dudes that got busy in the streets had a heart of gold. They just snap easy and they don't deal with disrespect, so they on your helmet when you talk crazy. But there's this ideal that if you don't commit crimes, you're a good man, and if you do commit crimes, you're a bad man. It don't work like that, because the good dudes really be the bad dudes. So all these talking points is crazy. Yo, use your own mind. If you're wrong, but have your own way of viewing the world. Let Kevin Samuels die and get your own talking points.